Hey everyone, Tim Streifler here with Divi Life, and we are back with another Divember tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about how to add breadcrumbs to Divi. Now, if you're just now coming to our blog, Divember is our series that we're doing all month long for November, where we are doing Divi tutorials, giving away Divi freebies. We're launching some epic new Divi products at the end of the month, and then launching some new features to some of our existing popular Divi products too. So definitely do not want to miss out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the tutorial. Before we do though, really quick, if you want to be notified when we launch new Divi tutorials and the freebies and everything that we're doing for Divember, then make sure you subscribe here, and that'll make sure you don't miss out on anything. You'll be joining our email list, but of course you can unsubscribe at any time. So this is an example of what we're going to be going over today, adding breadcrumbs to Divi. Divi does not have this feature built in unless you're using the theme builder with WooCommerce. So Divi does have WooCommerce breadcrumbs built in, which is nice. But for every other page, there's no way to do it by default. However, it's super easy. And so essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding a plugin that's going to give us a shortcode, and then we can place that shortcode anywhere we want to add breadcrumbs, whether it's on a static page or a dynamic page. You might be asking myself, okay, well, why do I really need breadcrumbs on my website? And there's essentially two reasons. The first one is it's just better user experience. So especially on a big website, when the user's navigating around, being able to see the path of where they are is extremely handy, especially on a big site when you're drilling down and there's multiple categories and subcategories and triple level categories. And so being able to see where they are in the site is extremely handy. And then the second reason, which for some people might be the primary reason, is it's better for SEO. Search engines love breadcrumbs because it makes it clear how your website is structured, and search engines love a really well-organized, well-structured site. And so a breadcrumb is basically that internal linking that they like to see, where pages are linking to other pages within your site, and there's a clear web and hierarchy of content. And so it's really good for SEO. And so that's some of the reasons why you should do it. And so now let's talk about how to add breadcrumbs to Divi. Now, if you are watching the live stream right now on either Facebook or YouTube, do me a favor and just comment live and then where you're tuning in from. So live in San Clemente, California, which is where I'm at, or live in Paris, France is the example I keep coming back to. And then if you're watching the replay later, same thing, just type replay and then where in the world you're tuning in from. That just helps us for tracking purposes, and it's always fun to see where everyone is tuning in from around the world. So getting back to our tutorial here, we're going to add a free plugin called Flexi Breadcrumb. Now, this is one that I like because it's super lightweight, it's very simple, it's easy to customize, and yeah, but you might have one that you've used in the past or you're not sure how to add it to Divi. Well, you can really use any of them. You just want to make sure that it's going to have a shortcode that you can then pop anywhere on your site. So that's kind of the key factor is having a shortcode, which I believe most of them do, because it just makes it that much more convenient. Now, one thing I do want to say is if you're using the Yoast SEO plugin, it actually has a breadcrumb shortcode built in. And we use Yoast SEO on Divi Life and other sites that we create, so we definitely recommend it. For this tutorial, though, I wanted to make sure it could be used by everyone. So if you're using another SEO plugin, you won't feel like this tutorial isn't for you. And so that's why we're using a different plugin. However, if you're using Yoast, you can just use the WP SEO breadcrumb. You want to wrap that in brackets and then use that instead of the shortcode we're going to be using here in the tutorial. So the first step is adding Flexi to your website, and I already have it added to the site here, have it already installed, and so I'm going to skip that step. I don't think anyone here needs to learn how to install a plugin. And so now that we have it installed, we kind of have two choices of what we can do. We can add it to a static page, or we can add it to a dynamic page. So a static page is a website that you, or a web page that you build, such as like your about page. You know, it might just have static content and everything that's on that page you've added specifically for that page. Where a dynamic page is using something like the Divi theme builder, which you'll create a page template, and you'll basically tell you'll tell Divi, you'll tell WordPress where you want them to place those different content. So you'll build a layout template, and then you'll say, I want the title to go here. I want the main content to go here. I want the featured image to go here. I want to add a cool call to action here. And then on the actual page, WordPress will then add the title for that page, the content for that page, etc. And so that's the beauty of the theme builders. You can create these layout templates where you're basically telling where to place what type of content, and then it builds that for you. And so it makes it really easy when you have the same types of pages. So for example, with the child theme, so this is Divi Digital Marketing child theme that we are using, going to be using for this tutorial. It's a free child theme that we gave away at the beginning of the month as part of the Divember series. And so you can go ahead and download it for free, but it uses the Divi theme builder for the services. So it's using the services, or has a services section, and it's using the Divi theme builder. And so, for example, here is if you just click on service, there's all these pages of different types of services: digital marketing, management marketing, strategy and research, on-site SEO, media promotion, SEO. And so basically all these pages essentially look the same because they're using the same template, but there'll be a different title, and then the content will be different. You can add different testimonials and so forth. And so it's using that with the theme builder here. And so basically by adding the breadcrumb to the template, then you don't have to go and add it to each individual page. And so we're going to be customizing it using the body template. However, if you have, for example, a custom header and you want to add the breadcrumbs below the custom header, you can do that. And so you don't have to add it where we're adding it. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the body for the services section. So we're using the project's custom post type that's already built in Divi. And so this is what it looks like here. And so this is essentially it's placeholder content. We added the title module and the content module, and it's basically putting in placeholder content to show us what it's going to look like. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a new row. So let's go ahead and do that now. We'll just do a 1-column row. And then I'm going to add a text module here. Now, before we actually paste in the shortcode, I'm going to move this to the top of my page here, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this flexi breadcrumb right here. And that's going to tell them where to put my, my breadcrumb. So we'll go ahead and add it right here like this. I'm actually going to unbold. I don't need that to be bold. Okay, and you can see there it's already rendered that shortcode here within the visual builder, and this is what it looks like. And so I'm going to just kind of reduce this extra space here because I don't really need that. It's kind of got a lot of extra spacing here. It's a little bit unnecessary, so I'm going to kind of get rid of this, tighten that up a bit. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now I can go ahead and hit save here. And then I'm going to refresh the front end page to show you what that looks like. And so you can see here, this is what it rendered. Okay, so it looks a little different than the visual builder, which happens time to time. So I'm going to add a little more padding back on top of it, or margin, I should say. And then also the links are blue. That doesn't look good. I need to change that. And so I'm going to show you there's really 2 ways that you can modify that. So let's go ahead and add some of this extra margin back in here. That should be good. So there's 2 ways you can style it. Now, the reason why I have you put it in a text module is the text module has some design settings built in opposed to the code module. And so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go to text. I'm going to go to link, and I can go ahead and make this any color I want. And so I'm going to go here and make sure I get the right color. So I'm just going to go ahead and inspect element, grab the color of this arrow here. Close that. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the color. Okay. So that looks pretty good. All right, and so now it changed the links to the color that I had set. So that looks pretty good. Honestly, I could probably leave that as is if I wanted to, and it's gonna look great. But I wanna show you how you can further customize it. So this is gonna work, the method I just showed you for changing the colors as well as the font sizes. But if you wanna do anything more than that, you'll have to go into the plugin settings. And so let me just come back here and show you. Okay, so the flexi breadcrumb. So you can see there, I have it cropped a little bit here. So that's what that looks like. The flexi breadcrumb menu items. You're going to go ahead and click on that. And then it's going to show you this settings panel for the flexi breadcrumb plugin. Now there's some settings here that you can do. Let me zoom in here, where you can change the home text. So instead of saying home, you can have it say start or whatever you want it to say. You can change the icon. It's using Font Awesome icon, so you can change that if you want. And it has some here built in. So that's pretty cool. You can change what the separator is. I'm going to go ahead and just make it the arrow like that. I think that looks pretty good. All right, I think all of this looks great. Go ahead and just hit save. And now we can go under typography to actually start changing the styling. And so, so let's see here. The text color I like. The link color we've already changed. I don't actually need to touch that. We changed that in the module. Separator color, I'm going to leave that as is. But I kind of do want to change the background color. I want to make that transparent. I don't really need that gray box there. So I'm going to hit save. Now let's go ahead and refresh. And that looks really good. To me, it's cleaner without the gray box. I don't need it to stand out so much. It's the kind of thing you want to be there if someone looks for it, but you don't want to draw a ton of attention to it. It's not a call to action or anything like that. And so I kind of like having no gray box. I also like it better with this separator opposed to the default, which is just a slash. So that looks really good. I'm not going to change it any further. So that's how you do it. So if I were to go over here to, so I'm on management and marketing, one of the services, I can go up and open reports and analysis. And you can see, because I'm editing the template in the theme builder, I have it on all of the services automatically. However, you can add it to a single page just by opening up the Divi builder for that page, adding it into a text module wherever you want it to be, and it's going to show. So super simple. That's all you do. Very easy. There's not much to it, but it's something that's definitely recommended. So if you like this tutorial, definitely subscribe to the Divember campaign, and we're going to go ahead and send you, when we add new Divi tutorials, when we add new Divi freebies, when we launch the new products that we're launching this month as part of Divember, and when we do another product update with some really cool new features to one of our existing products that's forthcoming. So you can go ahead and click on there, pop in your name and email, and we'll keep you updated. You can obviously also follow us on Facebook and YouTube, and you'll get a notification when we are live. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this Divi tutorial. Hopefully you found it useful. Let us know in the comments if you have any thoughts or questions. And then also let us know if you have any tutorial requests. We love getting requests on things that you want to learn regarding Divi, WordPress, web design, marketing, anything like that. And we'll definitely add it to our list of future tutorials. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.